We have a lot to talk about when it comes to Kayleigh and Michael, because Kayleigh has been out here on social media posting receipts left and right. So first, she wanted to address the whole claims that Michael made a few weeks ago when he claimed that Kayleigh had sold his BMW behind his back. So Kayleigh said, everyone had an opinion, now here's the paperwork so you can decide. She said at the time that she did sell his BMW, she had legal authority to handle vehicle and financial matters on Michael's behalf because she was his power of attorney. And he ended up messaging her on August 6th of 2025, and he sent her this post, and he's like, this person wants to trade for a BMW. What do you think? And she's like, look, I think that's a great idea. It has less miles. It's more affordable. And then she said he even publicly announced buying another vehicle while the BMW remained unusable and sat in my garage. And here's a post from Michael saying, bought a new car, went swimming, and she said he already had my mom drop off his red Jeep to the halfway house and was no longer using the BMW. She said before the Jeep was purchased, Mike was aware and agreed to trade the BMW. There were multiple witnesses to this. Using the power of attorney to trade it in was his idea since he couldn't be there because he was in the halfway house. It was done at a reputable dealership. It was done legally, and I even provided the dealership his number to confirm the sale. I also said my name and not anyone else's. And then she shared that the Jeep is in her name, the Jeep loan, I guess she's assuming her Jeep. And then she said the payments are made by me, the maintenance is paid by me, I have one vehicle, this is it, and it's not $37,000. And I'm starting to think that it's safe to say that Kayleigh and Michael are no longer together, because he shared this post saying, oh, when a man has feelings for a woman, he treats his woman right. When he treats her good, he'll treat her right by saying get naked, and he'll give her all these books about sexy time and romance stories. And then somebody was like, oh, my man doesn't do this kind of stuff for me. And he said, my girl does. So he did confirm that he currently has a girlfriend. And then he shared these pictures of this woman in lingerie. And he said, I want you to buy this outfit. And then he ended up commenting under this post because people are like, okay, who are you talking about? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, this was supposed to be a message. So obviously he's sending this to the girl that he's talking to. My thing is, okay, as a man, if you really want to see your girl in this, you should be buying this for her, not being like, hey, I want you to buy this for yourself. And then Kayleigh has been sharing posts saying, I had the ring, the house, the car, and the kids, but nothing I did was ever good enough. I stayed through the gaslighting, the manipulation, the disrespect, and the lies, so when I stood up from the seat, there was a reason. Trust me, I don't care who sits down after me. And then she shared this video that says, when you hear the story that your narcissistic ex told people as to why you split instead of the truth. And then she shared this picture or this video saying me thinking this was a good idea, and it appears like she's at this rodeo. And I wish I would have got the screenshot after this, because after she shared this, it cut to her and you could see this man sitting next to her, and she made sure she didn't show the man's face, but it did not look like it was Michael sitting next to her. And it sounds like she went to this place and met this guy, from the sounds of it, how I was interpreting this video, and she was glad she ended up going out that night because she met this guy. So it seems like they both had potentially moved on. And then Kayleigh shared this receipt showing that she sent Michael $1,000 after his release to get his car license, because we saw in this last episode that he went to get his car license and get his driver's license, and he got $14,000 he saved up in prison, and he was all pissed off because he had to spend $6,000 of that, damn near half of it, because I guess Kayleigh wasn't paying his license fees or whatever while he was locked up, and he was pissed off. And Kayleigh's like, well, I sent him $1,000 once he did get out to help with that, and she also sent him that $1,000 to help with hygiene products as well. Then she said, reality TV only shows what's entertaining. My goal isn't to argue, it's to provide context so people can see this was taken care of before we started filming for this season. Okay. Okay, I wonder when they started filming for the season. You don't have to agree with me or even like me. That's fine. Just remember, I'm the only one dropping receipts. Why is that? And then she shared, I guess, this list of stuff that Michael wanted Kayleigh to get for him. So she said, y'all keep coming in the comments for answers. Here's just a portion of the list. You heard some of it on Love During Lockup, and this, add the Jordans, the Nikes, the clothes, etc. So y'all fighting over a $300 credit card that he maxed out on his request, not mine. Show me a receipt where he paid for my bills. You can't. Show a receipt he paid for my kids. He didn't. But I have, and I keep posting receipts. And I even provided birthdays and Christmas for his son, who I have no bio claim to, while he was saving $14,000 but not taking care of his kid. Make it make sense. And she shared this list, I guess, that Michael sent her, and she said Michael's list of things that he needed when he came home. So I guess she's trying to make it sound like this is what he was wanting her to purchase. So he was wanting her to get all these supplements. I'm not going to list them all, but he wanted plant-based proteins, he wanted Barbie peptide, he wanted turmeric, however the hell you say that, balance in nature, and then he wanted electric trimmer, a body one and a face one, he wanted electric toothbrush, a water floss picker, and water floss pickers can be expensive. I remember looking into one and I was like, damn, I don't know if it's worth the money. If you guys have one, let me know if it's worth the money. But when I was looking at them, they're like a couple $100-$200 for them. And then he wanted LASIK eye surgery, RLE vision surgery, Intel stock. He wanted to invest in seminars, sale classes, real estate seminars, bankruptcy, foreclosure, real estate, tax lien investments. And then he wanted an Echo, all Marvel stuff, Ted, Mayor Kingstown, and Kayleigh said, okay, and then Kayleigh just responded, but you can't really see her full response. He's asking for a lot there. Like, I understand, like, you need the basics when you get out, but if I'm going to get out, I'm going to be like, yeah, you know, I need some clothes, I need this and that. But I'm not about to ask somebody to get me 2 different types of surgery fresh out of prison. And when people do that, it definitely makes me raise an eyebrow. Like, okay, what are your real true intentions? Like when females come out and they want their boobs and sling done by their partner, and it seems like 9 out of 10 times the ones who are asking for things like that, they're not with their partner 6 months down the road. And then she said payments on the credit card on his request, and you see a $300 payment here, $199 payment, $140 payment. And I can be honest, I can see where she would be upset after finding out he made her spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to get him set up fresh out of prison, while he was just stacking this $14K. It's like, okay, if I'm going to be spending this much money on you, you need to be spending just as much money on taking care of yourself as well. But that's still not an excuse to go like $40,000 in debt. But I'm curious, like, how did it get up to $40,000? Were they just exaggerating it on the show? Because she's trying to make it sound like he only had a $300 credit card. So was his other credit card much higher than that? Like, I don't see him being able to get like a credit card for $5,000-$10,000 plus if he's in prison and didn't have a job or any credit or anything at the time. So I can't help but wonder, like, what was the breakdown of all the finances? I know he did say like $1,200 a month was her racking up money that she was spending on coffee. And I did the math, $1,200 a month. Typically, like, if you go to Starbucks or Dunkin' and get like a medium large latte, you're typically going to spend $6-7. So I did the math, $1,200 divided by 7. That's, I think it was like 171 coffees a month. And I did the math, and that is over 5 coffees a day. Damn near 6. Like, how are you drinking that many coffees and not having a damn heart attack? I'm glad I checked my Instagram, because you know this post I shared where Kayleigh was showing that she sent Michael $1,000 for his car to get his driver's license? Well, Michael responded in my comments. I actually missed this until now. And he said, that's the $1,000 that she gave me out of the $10,000 that the show gave her. We were supposed to split it 50-50, but she took $9,000 and I got $1,000. So no, she didn't give me that. And for those of you guys who don't know, the inmates don't get paid for their first season. So if they're like on Love During Lockup, or if it's their first season on Love After Lockup, there's a Sum of Sam law to where they can't get paid for their crime, so they can't get paid for their first season, but they come back for another season after that, they get paid. So Michael, he won't get paid for Love During Lockup, but now he's going to get paid for Love After Lockup. So it sounds like Kayleigh got $10K, and a lot of times, you know, they don't pay the inmate, they just pay the person on the outside. But a lot of times the person on the outside will make an agreement like, hey, don't worry baby, I'll split the money with you. And we've heard it time and time again with cast members coming out and speaking out and saying, oh, I was wronged by my partner because they promised me half, they didn't give me shit, or you know, just people feel like they weren't done fairly. And that's what Michael is saying here, that Kayleigh promised him half and only gave him $1,000. So yeah, I'm glad I saw that comment before I ended this video. But you guys let me know what you think about everything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.